If you were to ask Ahsoka Tano if she considers herself a Jedi at the end of the Ahsoka series, what do you think she would say? I asked you and your other senators whether or not you thought Ahsoka was a Jedi, and many of you said no, and I would agree. So in this video, we are going to discuss what makes someone a Jedi, and I'm going to explain why Ahsoka is not a Jedi. First, let's talk about Ahsoka's history with the Jedi Order. Ahsoka was assigned to be Anakin Skywalker's Padawan by Grand Master Yoda following the beginning of the Clone Wars. The two Jedi grew very close during the war, and the young Padawan had to grow up rather quickly. Ahsoka navigated the complexities of war, challenging moral dilemmas and the constraints of the Jedi Order. The pivotal moment came when she was falsely accused of bombing the Jedi Temple. Despite her innocence, Ahsoka chose to leave the Order, rejecting an institution that failed to trust and understand her. But prior to this, something happened to Ahsoka that would transform and change her destiny forever. Ahsoka dies. When Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka are drawn to the mysterious realm of Mortis by a distress signal, they come into contact with mysterious godlike force wielders, the father, daughter, and son. The daughter representing the light side of the force, the son representing the dark side of the force, and the father representing the balance in between. As a final act of selflessness, the daughter sacrifices herself, transferring her life force to revive Ahsoka after she's fatally wounded by the son. From this point forward, Ahsoka holds a unique connection to the Force, shown by the fact a convor, named Morai, who also holds a connection to the daughter, is often shown guiding and, as we know, protecting Ahsoka from harm that comes her way. After the Mortis arc in the Clone Wars, we see Ahsoka leave the Jedi Order. Years later, she confronts her former master at a Sith temple on Malachor, where she says the famous line,
"I am no Jedi."
Despite Ahsoka's own reflection, we still have to wrestle with the question of, is Ahsoka a Jedi? Well, let's find out what makes someone a Jedi. There are two factors to think about. First, being a Jedi is a way of life. The Star Wars databank defines the Jedi as a noble order of protectors unified by their ability to tap into the power of the Force. The Jedi Order were the guardians of peace and justice in the Galactic Republic. George Lucas described the prequel-era Jedi as warrior monks who keep peace in the universe without resorting to violence, going on to say that they were the most moral of anybody in the galaxy. At the core of a Jedi's identity is an adherence to a code that emphasizes self-discipline, compassion, and a duty to protect the innocent. A Jedi's strength lies not only in combat skills, but in the mastery of their emotions and the ability to resist the lure of the dark side. What makes someone a Jedi is a holistic approach to life, where the pursuit of knowledge, wisdom, and a commitment to the greater good shape their every action. And you may be thinking, this sounds exactly like Ahsoka. Of course, she was a Jedi after all. But here's the second factor that makes someone a Jedi. One must identify as a Jedi to be a Jedi. Ahsoka left the Jedi Order at a very young age. Not only does she counter Vader's remark on Malachor by saying, "I am no Jedi," but even shortly after she leaves the Jedi Order, she tells the Martez sisters that she is no Jedi, where they come back to say, "You may not call yourself a Jedi, but you sure do act like one, or at least what I want them to be." If Ahsoka refuses the title of Jedi, I argue that makes her not a Jedi strictly by her statement, even if she is the perfect Jedi by characterization. As a counter-argument, Dave Filoni himself has said that Ahsoka is a Jedi. Her live-action debut episode in The Mandalorian Season 2 is literally called The Jedi. But I would argue, and I think Dave would agree, Ahsoka is so much more than a Jedi. Her strong attachment to the daughter of Mortis, the embodiment of the light side, her innate desire to be selfless and good, and her compassion elevates her above any label, including the label of Jedi. Ahsoka, despite her legacy as a Jedi, transcends the traditional definition of the word. Her departure from the Jedi Order reflects her commitment to individual principles and a personal understanding of morality. She isn't confined to the dogmatic ways of the Jedi, and she proves one can be a power for good in the galaxy without being bound by the formalities of Jedi doctrine, showcasing that one can embody the essence of a hero without adhering to traditional labels. Furthermore, I believe Ahsoka's journey, destiny, and purpose is larger than that of any ordinary Jedi. At the end of the Ahsoka series, Ahsoka tells Sabine they are exactly where they need to be, and with the reveal that Baylan Skoll is on a hunt for secrets related to the Mortis gods, something tells me Ahsoka is about to come face to face with the reason she's brought to Peridia. So, if I were to ask Ahsoka at the end of the Ahsoka series whether or not she was a Jedi, I suppose she would say something like, perhaps. But what I and many other senators think this means is no. She is so much more than a Jedi. What do you think? Do you think Ahsoka is a Jedi? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button and hit subscribe. And check out this recent Galactic Senate discussion where we go in depth on this very question of whether or not Ahsoka is a Jedi.